Hello, everybody. Be prepared to have your mind blown like mine just was. Like I'm having a total what the fuck moment. So, a lot of you know that I've recently gotten into some bioenergetic work, looking for imbalances in the mental emotional body to help heal the nervous system and help then balance out the physical body. But I've recently learned about a new bioenergetic test that uses hair to test for 1,100 food sensitivities, toxic metals, liver function, gut function, pathogens, and food additives. And for the price, it's unreal. So, like, if you're a practitioner and you want to learn more about how to run this for your clients, let me know. I can get you in touch with the right people. Or if you just want to run this lab for yourself, let me know and I can get that ordered for you as well. So right now they're running a special where you get the liver panel and the food additive panel for free when you order the big 1,100 food sensitivity panel. So let's dive in. Liver is something that's I've always had issues with. Um, I've known it for years from different, when I would go to my acupuncturist, from different energy workers, from and even when I used to test functionally my liver enzymes were always elevated. Um, it was always congested. I know from my DNA testing that I don't detox properly, and so I've been doing a lot of work. It's part of the reason why I quit drinking. I've been doing a lot of work to help support my liver. Liver also stores a lot of emotion, especially anger. And I've always had a funky ass relationship with anger, and so this tells me bioenergetically where there's some different parts in my liver that are out. And so this is low functioning. So this part of the test, the lower the number, the worse off it is. And so I've always known that I've had issues with bile, hepatic veins. So if you wanted to know more about that, you go back up and you read more about the hepatic vein or bile. So look, this index assesses the fat digestion process and the liver's ability to release emotional tension. Um, Fascinating. So, anywho, I need to look a little bit more in balancing out my liver. I do a lot of things like castor oil packs, coffee enemas. Uh, I was drinking a lot of milk thistle. I was drinking a lot of milk thistle today when I got this results. So it's funny, remedies for the liver. Like, how incredible is this? The top three are the most compatible remedies are highlighted. So burdock coming in at 97, aloe vera coming at 99. Aloe vera has always made me feel amazing, and I'm not sure why I stopped drinking it or taking it. And ground pine, I don't know what the heck that is, but I'm definitely going to be looking it up after we get off here. So look at that. Milk thistle coming in at 48. Like, there's probably 4 or 5 other remedies on this page that are ranking higher than milk thistle. And that's what I've been doing to help support my liver. So what a beautiful piece of information to be able to really target in and pinpoint what's going to help my liver out the most, instead of just that general blanket, dandelion is good for your root or good for your liver. So that is the liver panel. Stupid good. All right. Now we got to do the food additives. Now this one I knew, this is fascinating. So to do the personal threshold limit 45. So the higher the number, the worst. A lot of coloring, which I don't do a whole lot of processed food either. So that I'm not too terribly worried about, but I'll look more into that. But what I am looking at is, where did I see it earlier? They had a lot of information, folks. Oh, formaldehyde. That's fascinating. Considering, too, that's part of the reason why I stopped using nail polish, because there's actually a lot of formaldehyde in nail polish, and it was actually making me really sick. So that's fascinating. Let's see what else we got here. I know I saw it earlier. Oh, shoot. Absorbic acid. But a lot of the gums are in here, and they're in here somewhere. Aha. So a lot of like your nut milks and even your nut yogurts, carrageenan. Carrageenan is horrible for the gut, especially for people with a leaky gut. It actually will help cause a leaky gut and inflammation in the gut. Carrageenan is horrible, and it's in a lot of milks, uh, alternative milks, I should say. Gum, gum, gum. So that one I definitely need to look deeper into. How fascinating. But yeah, so there's the additives. So many additives. All right, so yeah. Oh, look at that. MSG. I knew I reacted to MSG. So there's some clinical correlation, which I love. All right. This test is amazing. I just can't get over it. So the way that it works is this front page is kind of a summary. So in each one of these categories, there's multiple categories within these categories. So, processed meat is coming up the worst for me, which is funny because I had hot dogs today for lunch. And of course they were organic, what's the word I'm looking for? Grass-fed, right? No nitrates added. So like the healthiest, the healthy that you could get of processed meats. But recently I used to love hot dogs, and lately I can't eat them anymore. They just have kind of lost their like bleh, and they just kind of make me feel crappy. And here's why. So how funny is that? But I love, they test everything. Look at oils, vinegars, condiments, sauces, non-dairy milks, protein powders, kombucha, herbal and decaf coffee teas, caffeinated coffees and teas, alcoholic beverages, chocolate, like amazing, 1,100 foods. So I'm not going to go through. This is just another way to look at that. And so it's just showing that processed meats, sweeteners, sauces are my three biggest areas of issues. So we'll take a look at that. But the way this looks at is not only does it tell you what's bad for you, but it also tells you what's good for you and like how many times a week or a day that you can eat them. So for me, raspberries are super amazing, and I can eat them for several times a day and not have an issue. So I've noticed that there's certain foods that I have, it's not like a black and white in sensitivity to, it's like, what's the word I'm looking for? It's the amount. It's how often I eat it. So almonds, if I keep almonds at a dull roar, I can continue to eat almonds. But if I eat almonds too many in a week, then I have a problem with almonds, and I have to like lay off of them for a month before I can eat them again. And so this is saying that I'm not going to have a problem if I eat a lot of raspberries. So we go down here, goji berries, intolerant at a 34. Or so even like, oh yeah, so gooseberries. I can have gooseberries once a day, wherever the hell you find gooseberries. I have no idea. Acai berries, I have to limit it to 5 times a week. Like, that's incredible information. So yeah, we got more fruits here. Oh, and they even test like, so here's Royal Gala and Macintosh. Really awesome, good for me. We go down here. Empire apples, no bueno. I've always reacted to grapes. So that's not that again, some more clinical correlation. A little bummed out about cantaloupe. I love cantaloupe. But yeah, even the different types of, so this type of mango is okay. But if we go down here, this type of mango, not okay. Look, I'm reacting to black olives, green olives. What a bummer. Ooh, reacting to cherries, which I've been putting them in my smoothies lately. I'm going to have to mix that up. Fascinating. Fresh dates, bummer. I love dates. Let's see here. Onions and garlic. So how funny. So I can eat garlic if it's sauteed, but not fresh garlic, just raw, which I kind of knew that. Makes me belch. It's not good. It's horrible. Mushrooms. Look at that. Tuber vegetables. Oh, bummer. I love me some potatoes. That's truly a bummer. And so I actually need to cut this out then for 2 to 3 months and then retest again. Or actually you kind of add them in one at a time to see if you have a reaction. But I did this because I'm starting to have issues Oh, but I can have russet potatoes. Oh, so what's a white potato? I'll have to ask. Because I can have a blue potato, I can have a yellow potato, or I can have a russet potato. Actually, I usually do yellow potatoes, which are the Yukon Golds. So I just can't have a regular white potato. Interesting. Carrot yellow. Can't do yellow carrots, but I can do carrot oranges. Fascinating. But the reason I did this is because I've been stuck for a little while, like, was it about 2 years ago? Lost over 40 some pounds, and I've plateaued. 193. I really want to be down to 180. That seems to be my sweet spot for my height and everything else. And I've hit that plateau. And then recently I've felt kind of getting bloaty and gassy and belchy after I eat. A little bit more gassy these days, which is embarrassing. TMI, I know. And so I kind of wondered if there wasn't something more going on. And so that's part of the reason why I wanted to jump in and do this. And so it'll be interesting. You'll have to follow me and figure out what, how much weight I start to lose. Lettuce, green leaf, tomatoes, beefsteak, collard greens. Shoot, I actually eat a lot of collard greens. And sometimes that's where you can get sensitivities, is by eating too much of something. Zucchini and squash. I eat a lot of those. Anywho, all right. So we're going to sprouts. How fun. Nuts, macadamian. Knew that. Actually. All right. So let's skip to something. Shellfish. Yeah, I'm gonna actually have to go pick through here and make my list for myself a little later, which is, I'm having a hard time not doing that now because I'm just so excited. Oh, I'm glad buffalo's okay, because I do. Oh, that's water buffalo. Huh. Interesting. Herbs and spices. Brown mustard, capers, tarragon. That's fascinating. I use a lot of herbs and spices. Let's see. Oh, Gram Marsala. I kind of knew that one didn't agree with me. I don't feel good after I eat it. Cardamom. Ah, sesame seeds. Damn it. Curry powder. Damn it. I'm gonna be through here the whole way. Damn it. Huh. Oh, look at all these different types of salts. That's fascinating. All right. And I said I would stop. So sweeteners, yeah, there's very high. Oh, okay, that's heartbreaking. Wait. Where's the beginning page? Okay. Weird. Sugar cane is okay. Sugar cane again. Erythritol is okay. I have a tendency to mess up my gut. Fresh leaves of stevia. Where the heck am I going to get that? Oh, maple sugar. What's maple sugar? Is it the same as maple syrup? I guess we'll see. Oh, honey. So can't do coconut sugar, which I do sometimes as a healthier alternative. Can't do maple syrup. Can't do stevia, which I do a lot. Xylitol. Bummer. But again, I've been feeling gassy and kind of yeasty, and so that doesn't actually come as a surprise to me. So I'm going to have to ratchet that down for the next couple of months. Ketchup. Damn it. Huh. So if they do mayo, that's weird. So I would never do Hellmann's anyway. I only do Primal brand organic, pasture raised, but it looks like half the fat. So I know I don't do well on high saturated fat diets because of the issues that I have with my liver. So more clinical correlation. Gotta love it. Shit. I do. Mostly coconut milk, that's all I do. Oh, that's almond and coconut together. Okay, so I can do coconut unsweetened. Cool. Coconut canned is usually what I do. Nice. Oh, that's good to know. I gotta keep going. But it's just so exciting. But I don't want to lose you guys and get bored with my results. Hopefully you'll get excited. You'll want to see your own results. Biological index results. So oxidation, off the chart. So I am needing to up my antioxidants to help with that. Metabolic stuff, which is showing that I'm obviously not detoxing, and then the gut dysbiosis, which we'll show here in a little bit on how well or not well my gut is doing. Oh, fun. So we got minerals and toxic minerals, heavy metals. This first one, not so much. This one is more mineral absorption. And so you're wanting the blue line to be touching. So a little deficient, it's kind of showing in boron, chromium, which helps with blood sugar stabilization. Iron, I've always had an issue with iron, and I just recently stopped taking some iron supplements, and it looks like I probably need to add that back, which could be why I'm feeling a little sluggish these days. Phosphorus. But then this even reminds me a little bit of like when I had a heavy metal tissue, mineral hair and tissue analysis, where they'll actually look at ratios. So we've got calcium phosphorus ratio, and when that is out of balance, it's showing that I'm a slow oxidizer. And I've actually had, I've done a metabolic typing test, and I've done the hair tissue mineral analysis, and both of them have said that I'm a slow oxidizer. And so slow oxidizers characterized by digestive slowness, insulin overproduction, right? Fatigue, insomnia, brachycardia, and constipation. I've done how many talks on constipation? Like this is definitely something I've had an issue with for a very long time. Over time, right? Hypoglycemia, diabetes, chronic joint disease, stiffness, stone formation can arise. So definitely need to look at balancing that. There's an adrenal ratio that's off. Sodium, magnesium, thyroid, calcium, potassium, adrenal, again, sodium, potassium. Oof, that one's really off. Parathyroid, pancreas, insulin. Yep. Estrogen. Immune system and anemia, iron copper ratio. This condition is associated with viral and fungal infections and decreased cell-mediated immune response. These features are associated with a poor metabolism profile. And so then it's called oligotherapy, which I've never heard of before like that, but I guess we call it trace elements. And so they're saying that these liquid forms of this trace element would be really, really beneficial to me if I had 2 or more of these issues. I do have a predisposition to respiratory tract infections, have my whole life. Always had pneumonia, bronchitis. Definitely this has gotten better since I started my own bioenergetic work, but definitely could tell that I could use, especially lately, I'm feeling like it's been lower again for some reason, needing naps. So I'm going to definitely look at adding that back into my, looking at adding it into my regimen. Toxic elements, lead, mercury, nickel. There's actually a nickel warning that showed up somewhere on this lab. So kind of interesting there. And so the issue with that is when we have a lot of these heavy metals in our system, they actually compete for minerals. And so we could be low in some of these minerals and some of those issues that I'm having in those ratios here because of the heavy metals here. Goes into a little bit more about where you find each mineral and what they have a relationship to. Oh, smoking toxicity. I was a smoker for decades. Chocolate. I don't do a whole lot of dried fruits. I don't do legumes. Don't do grains. I do very little seafood. Metabolic pollutant results. So this was always funny because for the longest time, people thought I was just kind of a food snob, which I am. But I also learned a while back when I did my DNA test that I have um, issues in my detox pathways. And so I literally have to eat organic. I have to eat pasture raised animals. I have to, fill in the blank. Like I can't have these extra toxin burdens on my body. And so I have to have the premium. I'm high maintenance. Who knew? So yeah, it's saying that like GMO, I respond horribly to chemical food contaminants, dioxins, radioactive contaminants, asbestos. So just these, like I said, again, I just another clinical correlation that I already knew, but it's beautiful if you don't know, to do some of this kind of lab testing because it'll give you an idea. So it's cool for me because I've done so many other testing that I can put all the pieces together, and this one test gives you so much information. It's absolutely gorgeous. Okay, let's see. Oh yeah, so the gut stuff. Pathogenic bacteria. So again, with the gassiness, still kind of having issues with constipation again, sluggish feeling. I kind of felt like energetically I just told myself the other day I wanted to do another biocidin round with some um, olive leaf extract to kind of help tampen this stuff down. And sure enough, so having that come up right there, it's not shocking to me. I knew I was kind of teetering on this edge, and there it is. um, Different things having to do with digestive system results. I'll look more into that later. Digestive toxin results, ammonia. I don't know what this other stuff is. I'll have to do a little bit more digging into that. Talks about some things that could be helpful. Pathogenic bacteria results. So candida coming up really high. My threshold is 38%. It's at 54. So, and H. pylori, Proteus, she was telling me, no, was it Proteus? Yeah. She was telling me, I guess it was the old term used for Lyme disease. And that doesn't necessarily mean that I'm like dealing with it now, but it means that there's an energetic footprint still left in my body. And so a lot of times I'm not, I'm going to do, like I said, the biocidin a couple of month protocol to help rebalance my gut. And then a lot of times that stuff will get back into check like it's supposed to. But I definitely know that candida's out of control. Well, usually too with those heavy metals that showed up before, so candida can be a little on the opportunistic side, and it can show up when you have higher heavy metals, like gut dysbiosis. This is showing some, possible. I've always felt good when I've taken Saccharomyces, so maybe I need to find something and add that back in. But looking at some of the ways that I could help balance out my beneficial bacteria. She said I was the only person that didn't show up with any digestive enzyme issues. So kind of shocking considering the other things that are showing up in the digestive tract, but yay, I'm the only one. I've never had anybody tell me that in a test before. So I have done a lot of work at healing my gut, and I do make sure to chew. So IgG is coming up, and that means that there's some sort of infection, or my immune system is triggered, and that could be from a lot of those pathogenic bacteria that are in my gut, and a lot of the food sensitivities that are showing up. Neurotransmitters, what did she say? Acetylcholine helps balance the blood sugar. So again, with my insulin resistance and some of the mood swings that go along with blood sugar issues, neurotransmitters. So definitely want to look into that. intestinal lymph nodes. So just again, like skin brushing, doing some basic detox. My body's just needing some detox help. Vagus nerve, which is funny because in my program, I teach a lot of different vagus nerve techniques. And then recently I haven't been using them as much. So, and I'm kind of having issues with a little bit of constipation again. So fascinating, again, getting that clinical correlation. So there's a lot of great vagus nerve exercises out there, easy to do. So I'm going to be doing my VOOs. What is this? I don't know how to read this panel. Okay, environmental, gastrointestinal environmental results. So gut fungi, which we saw above with the candida. Fermentation, so that and the putrefaction could show a little bit of going towards the sign of SIBO. I also know that I have histamine issues, and so I stay away from ferments to begin with because it just causes a lot of havoc in my gut. It can be, like in the case of putrefaction, not chewing your food enough or having too much animal proteins in your gut. Excessive, necessarily anti-inflammation diet, take nutraceutical supplements. Yep. What else we got here? Oh, last page. Oof. So, yeah, I can't even. There's so much information that's going to be